Hi everyone, good morning. I don't know if it's morning for you when you're watching this, but it's morning here at 3080 Broadway. I'm coming to you from my office. You might hear construction in the background as they build up Columbia, so you know I'm in my office here at JTS. I hope that your new year is starting off well. I welcome you to the Executive Doctoral Program and to your first online course, Introduction to Empirical Research. As you know, this is the first in a series of research courses you will be taking as part of your Executive Doctoral Program. And through this series of courses, you will gain an understanding of what educational research is, what you will be doing as you begin to think about your own research interests, and to prepare you through this series of courses to be fully ready to develop your own dissertation research. So I am very excited to work with you. I've taught this course before, and I find I've taught many distance learning courses that even though people might think that distance learning means that we don't get to interact, that actually is not true. Quite rich collaboration and cohort building can occur in a distance learning course. And I anticipate the same thing happening with our course this semester. That will happen through different avenues, through discussion boards online, through paired assignments, through some reading collaboration, which I will talk about in a minute, through some writing collaboration, which will happen later in the semester, and through my comments to you. And sometimes through some Skype learning or other video conferencing. And also, perhaps, I'm working with Sarah Tauber, who's teaching your other course this semester, when you come into town and are at JTS, finding times to meet either as a group and or in person with me live. So, you know that over the next few weeks, you have some mini assignments that are crafted so that you will get to know each other a little bit better. And your first reading-based assignment is due September 16th. Yes, I know the Chagim are coming up very quickly. No matter when the Chagim are placed, for any course I teach, there's always some challenges around that. This year, they're very, very early. I ask you to look at your own calendars and figure out how can you engage with online learning even with the interruptions of the Chagim in September. And really throughout the semester, not just September, to spend time now looking at the scope of your calendar, your professional calendar, and looking at our assignments, our syllabus, and thinking about how you will structure your time so you can best engage in our learning. This might seem obvious. I know you're all high-level professionals and very advanced in the field, and you know how to juggle many, many things. What I've found from teaching the previous cohort of executive doctoral students, it's a whole new balance going back to school and being in school and working full-time at the same time. So again, this might seem really obvious, but I'm asking you now to think about what works for you for the flow of your week. Are you the kind of person that it would work best to take one morning a week where that's where you do a lot of your reading and more of the meaty assignments, and then throughout the week to keep checking Blackboard and posting to discussions? Are you someone who's a night person and it will work for you to come home from work, do your work at night? Do you get up early in the morning? Is that how you want to structure your time? I ask you to be intentional about it now. What will work for you? This might shift and change over the semester, but to set aside time so that the weeks don't get away from you. We move pretty rapidly through this course, and the build and the readings and the assignments are scaffolded to build upon one another quite intentionally from me. So that's how I structured the course. So you will really want to find ways to keep up. Talking about scaffolding, that is my goal, to help you throughout the semester through a layered learning to be able to gain a bigger picture of what empirical research is, what educational research is, what Jewish educational research is. You will see when you look at our final assignment that it will, if those of you who are familiar with backward design, if you think to the end of the semester, by the end of the semester, my goal is to have you feel comfortable building out the beginnings of a research proposal. This might not be a research proposal in which you will actually ever engage. Perhaps this will be the beginnings of some dissertation research, but perhaps it's just some beginning imaginings for you of what educational research could look like. What is a meaty research question that excites you? How would that connect to a literature review in which you will begin to engage? How do you build out a theoretical framework that aligns with the research question and methodology that aligns with all of these pieces? So by the end of the semester, you will get to that place, and I will help to take you there. Now, also, I know that many of you, again, are really at a high level as Jewish educators, and via your work in the field, you have engaged with educational research or Jewish educational research in the past. For some of you, this is all really, really new. The language of educational research, the vocabulary. So I ask you to be patient with yourselves, and I don't say that lightly. I know, again, as people who are really adept at what you do and used to being high achievers, it can feel uncomfortable to be at the very beginning of something and, quite frankly, for it to feel a bit murky right now. To be reading articles and not quite understand the language that is being used, terminology might be new to you. So I ask you to be very patient with yourself. Be very patient. Know that throughout the semester you're going to gain a deeper understanding. My job is to help you along. We will be helping one another. So if it all feels new to you right now, to know that eventually it will all become much clearer. What else do I want to share with you? I guess one other thing I want to say is that we will be using some technological platforms this semester to help us to collaborate. Some of them are ones that I'm using for the first time, so we will delve into them together. The very first one that you're going to be using is called Nota Bene. I will send out an invitation either tomorrow or early next week so that you can begin to familiarize yourself with this platform. It's really quite simple in what it does. It helps me to upload PDFs of some of our readings that then you can annotate and ask questions about right on the PDF. So, I mean, somewhat familiar perhaps to Adobe, but it's a platform that we can keep looking at throughout the semester, the ways in which we have engaged with the readings as we've been reading them. So your assignment for September 16th, I believe, is the date, and it's just a beginning familiarization with Nota Bene. You'll be taking our first reading and beginning to annotate it, so that when we move along throughout the semester and use Nota Bene with some of our other readings, you will feel more familiar with how to use it. Okay? I understand that many of these platforms are new to you, and we will again be patient at the very beginning as we begin to delve into them. You might have some questions about them, or there might be some glitches, as there always are with technology, and we will help one another. I really look forward to working with you this semester and to finding ways to connect with you. And so, with that being said, please be sure to post to our 3 first discussion boards, which again are just avenues for us to get to know each other a little bit better. And let's begin our work together. Shana Tova.